Hello everyone, John Han with the Pulsing Cinema here, and today's movie is Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions. 1995, smack dab in the middle of the 90s, the era, the decade where I grew up, and I always loved cult movies. Movies about cults, like about cult members, like Helter Skelter, and the Jim Jones film, the TV movie starring Powers Booth, and stuff like that. I love Clive Barker. I loved his originality and his passion and just the innovation of those horror films and his horror novels and stuff. And it was weird. Lord of Illusions kind of just snuck up on me. One day I opened up Fangoria and they got like an article with like production artwork from this new Clive Barker movie, Lord of Illusions, like a set diary, like written or co-written like by Clive Barker. I'm like, what the hell, Lord of Illusions? A really cool movie. I mean, a cool movie about Los Angeles in some ways, and magic, and the way the place that magic has in our current society, you know, which is, I guess, one of the themes of Clive Barker's work is that there's this, there's the exterior, but then underneath the surface there's something far more deeper and darker and realer underneath the skin, literally, of something. The lead character in this film is Swan, of course, who is this Las Vegas, kind of David Copperfield-esque magician, but his magic is actually real. He's actually a real magician, and magician. He's not a musician, and he has this dark past with this cult leader Nyx that he nixed a long time ago, and his past comes back to haunt both him and his wife, played by Famke Janssen. And then add into the mix Scott Bakula as Harry D'Amour, a gumshoe who handles the occult and supernatural stuff. And you have a real good film with a solid soundtrack, just a real solid Clive Barker film, which just kind of expands on, it's just exactly what you'd expect from Clive Barker, in the strangeness of it, the sensuality of it, the violence, it's all perfect. It's all perfect. Kevin J. O'Connor as Swan, really good. He was a really good undervalued actor. I mean, he played the long lost brother in There Will Be Blood, and he's done some other little things. But it was great to have him be a lead role. Famke Janssen. I guess she would be a Bond girl a little later after this, or maybe before this. I don't know. She's good. Early role for her before she went into doing all those Miramax films and what have you. Scott Bakula as a lead actor. Scott Bakula, a classic leading man who had, started off with Quantum Leap and everything, but he, as Harry D'Amour, he's just perfect as it. And the film has a real kind of like Hollywood classic noir feel. It feels like noir, it feels like this kind of classic, detective story just transposed into this world of magic and myth, stuck right in the middle of the 90s. But I wouldn't necessarily say the film is that dated, really. I think some of the hokey CGI is dated, but otherwise the core of the story is just still very, very, very cool. And the director's cut, the expanded edition, because I saw it when it came out theatrically when I was a little kid, and then the expanded cut, which I saw many years later, which came out on Laserdisc and DVD and now Blu-ray, with the scenes, the biggest scenes were toward the end, the montage of the cult followers who were all killing everyone and back on their journey to convene with Nyx in the end of the world. that was really cool. The climax of this film is really cool, you know, where, you know, Nix, you know, kills all of his, well, I don't want to give away spoilers, obviously, but the inventive way that Nix kind of wants to cause the end of the world, you know, and he's like, join me, Swan, you know, I will go and cause the end of the world, and then afterwards I'll kill you, but, you know, again, while we're doing it, it'll be, you know, such a cool movie, full of, again, that magic and that dark power and the kind of horror tale, the originality of that horror tale that can only come from a Clive Barker, and really a high watermark, really, for Clive Barker and his talent and originality as far as movies. You know, I could stand watching Allure of Illusions every few years. It's just such a cool movie, you know. So there it is, Allure of Illusions, another cool Clive Barker movie, which sits right against the Nightbreeds and the Hellraisers and his, you know, his literary work, all cool stuff.